There's a house on a regular Kingston street that changed the sound of the entire world, and almost nobody knows it exists, because when I walked through that gate on Burns Avenue, I had no idea I was about to step into the story of how reggae music conquered the world. Welcome to the Bunny Lee Museum, located at 17 Burns Avenue in Kingston, Jamaica. And I have to be honest with you, before this visit, I had no clue who he was.
Hello, good morning. My name is Christopher Query. I'm the tour guide for the Bunny Lee Museum today. Bunny Lee Museum was started out back in 1972. And at that time, Bunny Lee was working along with Joe Gibbs as partners, both of them, and they had the amalgamated records at that time. All right. Now, Bunny Lee would have been classified as one of the most decorated reggae producers with about 11,000 records to his name. He has been taking reggae music from Jamaica to England since 1968. These are some of his most iconic songs. This one in particular is what he collected is out of the Station Inn. He was also the ambassador for Clarkson Puma to Jamaica.
Clarkson Puma?
Yeah. And these are some of his most famous hats that we have right here, including the captain's hat, and the captain took reggae right across the seas.
Edward O'Sullivan Lee, also known as Bunny Striker Lee, was the #1 reggae producer in Jamaica every single year for an entire decade. Not once, not twice. A full decade consistently at the top of his game.
From 1967 right up until 1976-77. He was credited with awards from the RJR group of companies and the former Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation and Swing Magazine.
Flying cymbal. Flyers. Come with the flying cymbal.
Call the beat flyers off of the chicken wing.
The beat cymbal. When the flying cymbal took off, Mr. Lee took over the whole Jamaica with music.
Asanta, who is flying cymbal? You hear that whoop cymbal? I call it flyers. Anytime I buy the chicken by the box, a man, so which part did you want to strike down and say, flyers, the wing, yeah, you see? That's his diet, and with topics of a high pass filter, we filter it out.
Striker the #1 cheerleader. If you touch it and it right, him say, yes, is it that? Let's go. If you don't right, him say, no, gentlemen, change that. As soon as he hear it, him know, I wish your father hears like it.
And the hits he produced? Absolutely massive. One of his most famous productions is Cherry O Baby.
Striker Lee was the producer of Cherry O Baby. This is the tape and the stuff.
Originally recorded by Eric Donaldson, Bunny Lee produced it alongside Tommy Cowan, and that song has been covered more than 30 times by artists like UB40 and the Rolling Stones. Yes, that Rolling Stones. A song born right here in Jamaica, produced by a man most people have never heard of, covered by one of the biggest rock bands on the planet. If you are loving this journey into Jamaica's hidden musical treasures, go ahead and gently tap that like button. It truly helps us keep finding these stories and sharing them with you. Now here's what makes Bunny Lee's story even more remarkable. Back in the 1960s and 70s, reggae was exploding in Jamaica, but the rest of the world had no idea it existed. Bunny Lee decided to change that himself. He and his team packed records into a bag, boarded a plane to England, and started promoting Jamaican music there. When that worked, he did the same thing in Canada, then the United States. He did not wait for the world to discover reggae. He brought reggae to the world.
He has made a big industry out of going backward and forward with suitcases of tapes, backward and forward from Jamaica to England. Every 3-4 months, he come to Jamaica, he record, he go back, he share it between the three major companies, which was Rhino, Palmer, and Trojan, which helped to create household names for artists, and where shows could have evolved, and artists began to tour and travel, and hits were being made as a result of these efforts.
Walking through this museum feels less like a typical museum visit and more like stepping directly into that golden era.
And please listen to the quality.
Every corner holds something: original records, photographs, equipment, and memorabilia from his life and from the legendary artists he worked with.
These are just some of the bird tapes and other stuff that was salvaged from the fire in 2015. This is his first board that he used, and that's the second one over there.
The second one.
Yeah, but all these in 2015 was salvaged from the fire that gutted the studio.
Oh,
it was burned down in 2015. So right here is where we have Idler's Rest. And Idler's Rest, this is the second one. The first one is downtown Kingston and Chancery Lane. And right here are pictures of artists, producers, engineers, singers, DJs, all of them at some point would have sat here at some point or the other in their life, right? So, having over 11,000 records to his name, these are some of the sleeves and labels that he had. He also was one of the first producers of Bob Marley in producing a song that was called Mr. Chatterbox. Mr. Chatterbox is on the Attack label. And these are some of the LPs, including the dub LPs that was done by Striker Lee and others, such as Augustus Pablo, King Tubby, Channel 1, and so on.
Well, I can tell you, Striker used to make the most dub albums because every time I used to mix them, I used to mix like the vocals, mix a version for the flip side, and we used to use that version as a dub album, you know what I mean? And if you miss something when I mix, him say, don't stop. If you spoil is a style, don't stop. That's how the real dub thing come in. We carry the dub thing in England. Those days, we never have any hard drive and thing. We used to pack up a thing with the analog tape them. And 3 suitcases, me and Strike and somebody else are going England. And them thing they heavy enough. So I was struggling.
Striker Lee was the person who first produced a Beenie Man album when Beenie Man was just a mere 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So that mic is the last mic Dennis Brown sang before he passed away.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Striker Lee. They call me Young Striker, they call me Little Striker, they call me Striker Jr. I'm the son of Bunny Striker Lee, the legendary record producer, and I'm the owner and operator of the Bunny Lee Museum, which is a reggae museum, the first of its kind and one of a kind, located here in 17 Burns Avenue, Dwelly Park, Kingston 20. Come check us out. Hours 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday.
They close on Sundays?
Special booking for Sundays.
It is personal and preserved in a way that a big glossy museum simply cannot replicate. But here is the part that genuinely surprised me. They still use it as a working recording studio. Music is still being created within these historic walls. In fact, Coffee recorded her breakthrough single Rapture right here in that studio. Think about that for a moment. The same walls that witnessed the birth of reggae's international breakthrough are still producing chart-topping hits today. This is not just about preserving the past. It is about keeping that creative fire burning, honoring where reggae came from while pushing it forward into the future. I stood in that space and thought about how much of Jamaica's cultural greatness exists in places just like this. Quiet, unassuming, tucked away on a regular street. That is exactly why we do this. Reggae did not accidentally reach the world. Someone carried it there. Someone believed in it enough to get on a plane with a bag full of records and refused to give up until the world listened. That someone was Bunny Striker Lee, and his museum, his story, and his legacy are sitting right there on Burns Avenue, waiting for you. The Bunny Lee Museum is not on most tourists' radar, and it absolutely should be. If you are putting together a Kingston itinerary and you want to experience something beyond the beaches and the jerk stands, add this gem to your list. The address is 17 Burns Avenue, and you can find more details at bunnyleemuseum.com. Their Instagram is linked in the description, so you can check it out before you go. Because this museum isn't just a stop on your itinerary, it's a pilgrimage. And when you get there, stand still for a second, because you'll be standing on the ground where the whole world changed its playlist.